Hello and welcome to Libby's Low Carb Lounge. I'm sitting in the parking lot in my car of Trader Joe's, which is a big grocery store chain on the West Coast for those of you who aren't familiar with it. But they have some great buys on things. Well, what I'm going to be looking for today is some low carb ice cream for my daughter. Now, that is a daunting task no matter where you look for that. So I'm not sure if I'll find any, but what we can do is look at a bunch of labels and you can see how all over the map it is trying to find some low carb or lower carb ice cream. So let's go on inside and hopefully we won't get kicked out for using the camera. See you inside. Hey guys, we're inside the store now. Let's head on over to the freezer section and see if we can find some ice cream. So heading on over to the freezer section, we pick up the very first ice cream that says light on it. And one would assume by that indication that says light that would be low carb. Well, are we really wrong on that one? This Trader Joe's light vanilla ice cream, when you see the word light on anything, it always refers to light in fat, which also means it's kind of code for meaning it's going to be high in carbs. They have to add more sugar to make it taste better. So let's look at that label. Not too bad compared to many ice creams where they usually add sugar when they call it light, but basically per half cup serving. So be sure and look at that serving size up at the top of the label. But it is 17 grams of carbohydrates, no fiber, so that's 17 net carbs per 1/2 cup serving. Got about 3 grams of protein in it. So not the worst one in the world, not the best either. All right, here's Trader Joe's chocolate non-dairy frozen dessert made with coconut milk. So we use coconut milk a lot in a low carb way of eating. So maybe this one will be a whole lot less in carbs. I'm hopeful. Let's flip it over and see. Ugh, even worse than the other one. So the story on this is when you buy something commercially, they always throw a lot of sugar in things that otherwise would not be high in carbs, which coconut milk is not. All by itself, it's pretty low in carbs, really. 1 carb per 8-ounce cup if it's unsweetened. So this ice cream has 20 grams of net carbs, which is 22 total minus 2 of the fiber, so you subtract that out. So higher than the other one. So really not low enough for our purposes. So let's look at the next one. Trader Joe's S'mores frozen sandwiches. That looks very decadent, and I am sure that it is astronomical in carbs, but let's take a look. Let's see, graham crackers, marshmallow, chocolate, it's gelato and milk, and chocolate flakes. Wow. Okay, let's take a look and prepare yourself because it's probably high. Here we go. Woo! For one sandwich, 43 total carbs, minus 1 of fiber, so 42 net carbs. Look at that lengthy list of ingredients there to the right on that label. And at the very top, you see corn syrup, which is the likely cause of such high carbs. Yikes. We'll move on. Here's a little mini cone. They're about as big as the length of your fingers. Most people's fingers, anyway. And this one's called Hold the Cone. So it's 8 mini ice cream cones in the package, filled with rich chocolate ice cream and chocolate flavored coating. So, how bad could that be? Let's take a look. Not too shabby. 1 cone, 70 calories, total carbs 9, no fiber, less than 1 of protein, so there's a sniff of protein in it, but basically 9 net carbs. That's the best one so far. This is better, a lot better. So we'll think about that one. Ooh, this one really looks decadent. Ice cream sandwich with vanilla ice cream between chocolate chip cookies and rolled in mini chocolate chips. And I would bet this has a lot of carbs like that other sandwich. But let's look. Wow! OMG. 60 total carbs, 2 of fiber, so that's 58 net carbs for one of those sandwiches and 440 whopping calories. Run screaming from that one. So here's another hopeful, a little small, not teensy weensy, but you know, about the size of maybe, well, what is it about the size of? A walnut maybe? A vanilla ice cream bonbon with chocolate and cookie inside. Looks promising. The promising thing about it is that it's small and individual sized, so it's probably a lot less in carbs. So let's flip it over and see. 6 total carbs, no fiber, only 60 calories, less than 1 gram of protein, so basically not too bad. That one looks pretty good. So the decision is, which one should I choose? Let me see. Well, we're going to choose between two, the 9 net carb and the 6 net carb. So which one did I choose? You know, I couldn't decide, so I took both. Hold the cone, the little mini cones, and the vanilla bonbons with the chocolate and cookie crust. And they really made a big hit with my 11-year-old. But for myself, I wanted to have more of a serving than that little itsy bitsy thing. So I just simply made my own low-carb ice cream. You'll see the recipe on the next page that's on our website, but it takes about 10 minutes or less to mix up in a bowl. You put it in a bowl with a lid on it, and you stick it in the freezer, and you stir it every half an hour for 2 to 3 hours until it until it freezes really hard. You don't need an ice cream maker to make this ice cream. There you go. Voila! Only 3.9 grams net carbs per half cup serving, same serving size as on the any ice cream package. So, vanilla chocolate chip low carb ice cream. Look at the link on the bottom of the screen. You can get a screenshot of this particular page, and you can basically look it up on our website and find the recipe and make it at home. It's really delicious. So what did we learn at Trader Joe's today? Number 1, read labels really well and comparison shop. You saw that the net carbs was all over the map on ice cream in particular. Some things are less variable, but ice cream is all over the place and generally extremely high. The next thing we learned is realize that that old saying, a little bit won't matter, does not apply to ice cream. You can see that one tiny small serving or one small ice cream sandwich, for example, can contain upwards of 2 to 3 days worth of carbs if you're on our weight loss program, and limited to 30 carbs a day. So it's really not worth screwing your low carb diet by eating it. It makes your blood sugar go up through the roof and makes you gain weight, and that is why. Next, you want to choose the item with the least amount of carbs. Choose a pre-portioned amount if possible, those little small portions. You don't feel so deprived because you're eating a whole of something and not just a little breaking off a little piece. It's a lot easier to limit yourself. Again, you want to be willing to walk away. So if you don't find anything, which is usually the case with ice cream, you can just walk away. You can also make your own low-carb version. You don't have to go trolling and hoping for some low-carb ice cream in a grocery store. You can also browse our recipes on the link below. We have 2 different ice cream recipes. We're always adding recipes all the time. We also have recipes on our Pinterest boards. You'd go to www.pinterest/a-simple-low-carb. And you'll find lots and lots of recipes on that website. All right, guys, we'll see you next time on Libby's Low Carb Lounge, always in search of low carb products to make our life easier. See you next time.